Hey, healing family. I wanted to make a video today talking about creating a script for ourselves that tells our limbic system to stop when we notice negative feedback loops coming up, to acknowledge some of these old patterns, and to try to figure out a way to focus on the new pathways that we're creating for healing and strength and working to repair our limbic system and understanding that connection that when we change our nervous system state in this moment, we are rewiring our brain and creating pathways for healing to occur. So we want to work on just looking at different ways to approach this, starting with the scripting. So let's take a moment here and let's find just a comfortable position. We can close our eyes or keep them open with a soft gaze. Maybe we place a hand on our chest and one on our belly to ground through our breath. And let's begin by breathing in deeply, filling our lungs with fresh, healing breath. And as you exhale, release any tension or stress that you might be holding in your body. You might take a moment to roll our shoulders or gently move through our neck, through our back, rocking back and forth. Moving our feet and our hands and fingers to feel our body. Let's direct our attention to our limbic system. This is the part of your brain responsible for processing emotions, regulating our stress response. Let's try to address it now with some kindness and some clarity, especially if we're noticing any sort of symptoms or flare-ups or negative thought patterns. And we're going to say, "Dear limbic system, I acknowledge that you are here to protect me, but you're stuck in this negative feedback loop right now, and you're sending messages back and forth from the nervous system to my brain and my body that just aren't true right now. Maybe they were before, but they're not true right now. They're not true anymore. I want you to know that we are starting this journey to healing and finding strength and resilience. And together we're going to repair and restore any damage. We're going to rewire new pathways, and we're going to bring our limbic system and our body back to healing and wholeness. And we're going to do this by creating new pathways and trying new things and new experiences." So let's take a moment and let's visualize a soothing light just washing over our whole body, and maybe even visualizing it in our brain, in our limbic system, through all of our neural pathways. And it's going to, as the light hits different areas of our brain and our nervous system, we're witnessing it just dissolving and bringing light to any dark corners. And so it's dissolving the shadows of these stagnant or negative patterns and pathways that have existed, and just clearing out the cobwebs, creating room for new healthy patterns and pathways to emerge. And we're going to see this light bringing comfort and clarity and a renewed sense of balance. Now, let's think about some ways that we can shift our nervous system towards parasympathetic mode and promote relaxation and healing. So let's start with some breath work. Let's take a few slow, deep breaths. And with these breaths, let's focus on extending our exhales. So we'll take a nice deep inhale and imagine inhaling calmness and clarity. And with each exhale, releasing tension or negativity. And allow our breath to guide us into a state of relaxation. So perhaps we breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathe out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can keep with our breath as it feels good and natural. We can experiment with different number patterns or rhythms to connect with our breath. Every time our exhale is longer than our inhale, it signals safety and it puts us into parasympathetic state. Because the opposite, or sympathetic or fight or flight, The opposite breath pattern is hyperventilation, trying to get that air and get ourselves into a hyped up state. That's what our body does naturally to fight a threat. So we can reverse engineer that science of our breath. And if we purposely count our breath and make our exhale longer than our inhale, that is our body's natural relaxation response. So if we start by just controlling the breath, it signals to our nervous system that we must be safe. And then it signals that relaxation response, and it helps us to feel safer long term. Next, we could do some really simple somatics work. Let's tune into our body. Let's notice any areas of tension or discomfort. And with some gentle mindful movements, like maybe inhaling our arms up and exhaling them down out to the sides, stretching out to the sides, maybe giving ourselves a big hug and squeezing together, really feeling that compression, but also that support. And then as we exhale, just releasing any tension, rolling it out, shaking it out. So with these mindful, gentle movements, doing whatever feels good in our body right now, maybe even some gentle twisting back and forth to kind of awaken some energy within ourselves, we're releasing tension and we're encouraging relaxation. So today, you can even try some more stretching or some gentle yoga poses or a nice soothing self-massage to bring some awareness and relaxation to your body. We're going to move on to a visualization. And again, these are all tools we're going to use throughout our day. So for a moment, even just this little split second of time, picture yourself in a peaceful, beautiful, tranquil environment, like a forest full of magical trees and hanging moss and beautiful ferns. And engage your senses. So imagine the sounds that you actually hear all around you and all the little things you see, not just a blanket visualization, but really tune in. You see a moth, you see the dew on the leaves. And what do you hear? What do you smell? What do you feel? Are you sitting on the moss? Do you feel that breeze on your skin? And then allow that visualization to transport you and your limbic system to a state of peace and tranquility and signaling safety to our nervous system, allowing us to feel that parasympathetic engagement. Another thing we could do later after this exercise is something with social engagement. We can co-regulate with a pet cuddled close to us or reach out to a support person, and just connection and social engagement activates parasympathetic nervous system from a polyvagal theory sense. We are getting into that middle ground activation where we're not completely in a restful state, but we're not in a hypervigilant state. We're just active enough that we're able to find meaningful connection with others. And as we engage in these practices today, we want to affirm to our limbic system. We want to say a love letter to our limbic system. So we want to say something like, we are actively working together to repair and heal this body, this limbic system, this brain. And together we're creating new neural pathways to support our healing and strength. I am committed to my well-being, and I will continue to explore new ways to nourish and care for myself. And then really allow yourself to embrace the healing potential within you. Trust that through these practices and your commitment to your self-care, you can create positive change in your limbic system, and you can rewire your brain for healing and strength. When you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to the present moment. Wiggle your fingers and toes, and take this renewed sense of healing and empowerment with you as you navigate your day. And just remember that you have that power to change and heal and create anything you want within your body and brain. So I just am so glad that so many of you have trusted me with your healing journey and have shared your stories here on the site. And if you want to share any of your stories or your feedback or your questions, please comment them below. And if you want to like and subscribe, then you'll get notifications when new videos come out. I try to post things about healing meditations and just explaining how some of this limbic system science works. And if you're interested, I do have a course, Psyche-Soma-Sol, that has a lot more of this integrative work all together in one place. There's a link down below in the description on that. So thank you again so much for joining me, and I hope you have a beautiful day full of healing and love.